Hello and welcome to my Lyon player overview, where I will be rating all the players I've had in this career, just saying a bit about them, which I've enjoyed using the most, and this will be the finale of the series. First up, we have goalkeepers. Anthony Lopez, well, being my first choice goalkeeper throughout the career, the 2 seasons I've had. Never failed to impress. The only times he had bad performances against PSG, but that's understandable. Yeah, very good keeper. Kamara, well, signed him as my backup. Improved a lot over his time here. He's complained a bit about him not playing as much as he wants to, but he also played in every cup game, played a few Champions League games. I mean, he's very good backup, just whether he wants to continue playing or... Yeah, I mean, just a bit unhappy that he's not played too much. But overall, I'd say Lopez has been a lot better, very consistent than Kamara. Defenders next. Well, I've had quite a lot of defenders, I'll say. A lot. But first off, Kenny Lala. Well, I signed him first season to be my first choice right back, but I then realised that he was quite old. His rating was only 78, and I just didn't think he was going to do it. But to be fair to him, he did do very well in game. When I played with the team in sim matches, he did very well. Very consistent player. But we'll move on to my other right back in a few choices time. But he just never really made it. Yeah. Next one, Davinson Sanchez. Well, the only reason I signed him is because I couldn't get a French centre-back like I wanted, like Theo Hernandez, but he did do very well. He got a few red cards, which is a bit of an issue. I don't think he might have got injured a few times as well, but I wouldn't really call him injury-prone. But very solid centre-back, and definitely one of the major reasons that we won the league, because we had a good defence. And partnering him in the left-back position, I had Theo Hernandez. Well, there was 2 left-backs that I wanted to sign, and it was him and Roussillon, but I opted to go with Hernandez. I was going to sign his brother as well from Bayern Munich, but I couldn't afford that, which is one of the reasons, like I said, I signed Davinson Sanchez. But Theo Hernandez did very well, improved a lot, very rapid. I think he got a few assists as well. Yeah, overall very good performance from him. I think we only signed him in the second season as well. Yeah, because we sold Kone for him. Yeah. Todibo. Well, signed him in January of the final season. Obviously, in the first season he was on loan at Schalke, and then moved back to Barcelona. We didn't sign him first season. Well, at the start of the second season, but we signed him midway through the season in January. He only played a few games. He played the final game for us after we'd already won the league, so he could come in. I mean, he did alright. I can't really put much praise on him or much negativity on him, because he only played a few games, like 3 most. But if anyone was going to get him, he joined us, good choice, and decent player. The player who overtook Kenny Lala in our team, Yusuf Atal. Well, this man has had an outstanding career at Lyon, getting a load of goals, assists from playing right back, right winger, very versatile. I mean, he's played in the cup matches in the league, probably one of the best performers, to be honest, and improved a lot as well. Yeah, we figured out when we signed Lala he wasn't going to make it. He wasn't the perfect right back to help us win the league or go far in the Champions League or anything. So we decided to sign Atal, and I must say it's a very, very good purchase. Got him for a bargain fee as well. I can't remember quite how much. I think it was like 12 million plus a player, but I can't really remember who it was. But yeah, very good steal. Right. A next player, the young French left back, Aitz Nouri, recommended from the Twitch chat. Well, he had a lot of potential, but when he joined us, he didn't really play too much. So, I mean, I can't really rate him too much, but he did play the left back in our second team, in the cup team. He did alright. I mean, never really edged it for us though. Probably put him as like one of the worst defenders we got. Not one of the greatest purchases. We could have done a lot better. But if we played him, if we trained him a bit more, maybe he would have become a lot better. But he just didn't edge it. Right, Ndicka from Frankfurt. Well, this is another one, another bargain steal. Signing for around 9 million without a player, which was a very good steal. I think he made it to about 81 rated. Like I say, it was only there as backup because obviously we had Davinson Sanchez and a player coming up next. But as a backup, and he could play left back. We did play right back a bit. Very good bargain, especially to say he got to 81. He cost us 9 million. He did play quite a bit, and I rated him probably an average defender at our club. Right, the final defender, Dayot Upamecano. Konate, rather. Very, very, very solid. I did want to partner him up with Hernandez, like I said, but I think him and Davinson Sanchez formed such a strong partnership at the back. It was incredible. Just the way he was so strong and fast. Didn't let anyone get anywhere near him. Kept a lot of clean sheets, I think we did. We went through that little stage of conceding a few, but I think came in and helped us a lot. Moving on to midfielders now. First midfielder was already at the club. Potential, talks of him moving away in real life. I mean, I came in as manager, did not let that happen. He did not go anywhere. One of the most crucial players in our team, as he has one of the most highest potentials, and he was one of the highest rated in the team. And his name was Hassan Awar. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's how I like to say it, so don't say anything in the comments. What can I say? Started off in centre mid and a cam in the first season. Second season when we signed Martial, who will come up in the future in this video when we speak about him. He did move to CDM, played alongside the next player who's coming up, and he did very well actually. Still got more goals and assists than a lot of players from in CDM. Just shows how versatile he is, and wherever he goes in the real life, he'll be very good. Good potential. But one of the best players, like I said, in this career. Next, Aaron Rabiot. Interesting one because we signed his teammate on a free contract who's coming up as well. He did very well. One thing I remember about him very much is, if you haven't seen it, go and watch the episode 8, I believe it is, where Rabiot scored an amazing goal against PSG, which really set us up to help win the league. With a good bit of skill by Saint Maximin, volley in the top corner, very solid CDM, and just held the whole team together alongside Awar. Third on the list, Blaise Matuidi. Well, we signed him on a pre-contract. He just decreased in rating when he came. I mean, very solid backup. He played centre-back a few times to help us secure up. Very good overall player. Like I say, he's a bargain to come here for free. He didn't play that much, but that was okay. He was on a low-wage contract, and it was all good. But next, Camavinga. Signed him on the first season, was it? Or was it the second? I'm not sure. We signed him for very cheap, though, considering how good potential he has. He played the first season with us. Played pretty much every game. But then when we signed Rabiot and Matuidi and all that, he kind of started falling away, going out of the team. He still played as backup on the bench and cup games, but he had a very good career with us, which shame he wasn't high enough rated for us. And if I'd played his career for longer, he would definitely be in the starting 11 more, but just because it was a short series, he wasn't never going to make it straight away. Another one who has a lot of potential in real life, though, but just because he was French, we decided to get him. Right, the next player, I apologise for pronouncing his name wrong. Guimarães. I'm not sure. Brazilian that was already at the club. Like another one. Played was in the first season. Improved to about 83, 84 rated. And he started complaining that he wasn't playing enough, which was alright. We were getting offers for about 45 to 50 million for him. So, I mean, he was good. Very good backup. To say we had him on the bench and he was like 83 rated. But another one that just didn't play too much. And, I don't know, just a slight letdown. Next player, Sangara. Another backup who we signed, another recommendation from the Twitch chat. Not the greatest, I must say. He rarely played. Probably only played like 5 times in his career with us. But, I mean, backup's backup. You can't get whatever you want all the time. And he was just a good player and he admitted to sit on the bench for most games. But moving on from midfielders, we move on to the wingers. In the first one, Saint Maximin. Well, set up Aaron Rabiot's goal against PSG, and very skillful player. Signed him in the second season. We wanted him in the first season, but obviously we couldn't get him because he recently moved to Newcastle in real life. But we always had our eye on him. We chose him over the likes of Diaby and Lamar, but he obviously came in. We picked the right option, money wise, and like for the player we got. Went straight into the first team. Overtook Ikone, who we'll move on to next. And very good career with us. Got a lot of goals, assists as well. Right, now we'll move on to Jonathan Ikone. Well, first season outstanding. But obviously when we improved the squad, we signed striker Martial, who we'll move on to as well. And we had to sign Saint Maximin. He fell down the pecking order a bit. Moved on to the bench. He did play more though. I've talked about a lot of bench players, but he was the most played bench player. He did start a few league games as well, so he got a few injuries, and he did play very good starting season with us, and a very good second season as well, to be honest. Surprised he didn't complain as much as some other players, so I was very happy with him. Right, this guy is not a winger, but we did play him wing for just over half the time we had with Lyon. His name is Memphis Depay. Linked with a move away in real life like Aouar, but another one who came in, did not let that move happen. Improved to about 87 rated, I think it was. Helped us win a lot, scored crucial goals, got lots of assists. Very nice to play with in game. Just another really good player. He could play up front as well. Played in camp for a few games. Very versatile and one of the best players we had. Now we move on to the strikers. Now, these two, the first two I was very impressed with. Anthony Martial, when we got the financial takeover that the board allowed us to get, we spent that money wisely, spent about 50 million on him. Very good signing. We got second top goal scorer in the league behind Neymar, who had an outstanding season. I think he got 24 goals, Martial. I'd say it was a bargain for us to pick him up for 50 million from Manchester United. But the next player, best player I used in the career mode, and his name's Moussa Dembele, an absolute machine. Top goal scorer the first season, and I think he got third or fourth top goal scorer behind Martial, Mbappe, Neymar, but very good in game. Got a lot of assists as well, a lot of goals. Very fun to play with. He hit the post a few times though, which could have knocked him off top goal scorer. But one of my favourite players that I used, and he'll be known as the legend of the club. Now the backup striker we signed in January, I think it was, Mateta from Mainz. Now he was a very good player as a backup. He wasn't the fastest, which was my only downside. So I did want to sign a different striker, but obviously he moved on loan just before we could sign him. So Mateta came in, got a few goals. He was nothing special, just the average career mode player. I mean, if you were looking at a backup, I'd recommend him, but just nothing special. And now we move on to the players who we sold. I've only done the top 5 because quite a lot of them we sold straight away and he hardly played. But the first one, we have Kone, the left back, who I'm very impressed with actually. I wasn't going to let him go because he was doing very well in playing with him. But the only downside was his rating. And that really let him down. I mean, if he was high rated, I'd have definitely kept him. But the fact that Theo Hernandez was there, available for a cheap price, it just put me off and I went for him. He was a lot better and I had to sell Kone. Next, Rene Adelaide, the old Arsenal player. Another one, really didn't play much. Played in pre-season. We kept him for the first season. The second season, he was gone. We got about 15 to 20 million, I think it was, for him. I mean, I took the money, helped us afford Martial, helped us afford Sanchez from Tottenham. Just good servant, and then he just started complaining. Right, the next one, Thiago Mendes, complained a lot at why he wasn't playing. I kept trying to sell him. He wouldn't know it. No one would buy him. It took to the second season again where we sold him. A lot of you players were sold in the second season just because they wouldn't go. And whenever we accepted offers, they just wouldn't go because of financial difficulties with the club and they wouldn't accept the contracts. So I'm not sure why they wouldn't go, but yeah. Next, Denier. Right, we swapped him for Kanate, and what I must say, he was a good player, Denier. I was going to keep him for the first season, but then when I saw there was other players who we could get, very good. He's just a solid player, to be honest, and enjoyed using him. Right, last player. There is actually another player I want to add after this, who I forgot to add, but this one is Traore. He didn't play much. Like I said, we signed Ikone first season, who overtook him. We played Depay as a left wing and Dembele up front, so we just sold him quite soon in January, I think it was, of the first season. Just really didn't play much, bit of a letdown, but just your average player again. But the player who I forgot is Malang Sarr, who we did offer for, who was it? I think it was Davinson Sanchez. Enjoyed using him. Another one like Camavinga, very young, high potential, but just because it was a short CV, I didn't really want to just have loads of young players who weren't the highest rated and with a lot of potential because they're not high enough rated to win the league in the first 2-3 seasons, which we wanted to accomplish. But yeah, I think it was good business buying him for a cheap price and then moving him on and making profit. But that's my player overview for the Lyon career. I hope this series was enjoyable for you. This sadly is going to be the last episode for it, but I mean, I hope you've enjoyed, and peace.